Good morning, Taurus. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Taurus, this is going to be your October 2024 reading. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. Cross watcher, if that is you, welcome to the channel. 2, always discern the messages accordingly. Everybody, right? Flip the roles as it applies. Don't take everything so literally, too. I've seen a lot of that lately. Like, everybody's like, you know, it's like saying the roof is going to collapse, and everybody's like, oh my God, you know, my roof's going to fall in. No, no, think about the various interpretations for you that you may need to look at. Okay, so just keep an open mind is really what I want to say. Like, just don't be so literal. It's metaphorical a lot of the times in spirituality. So keep that in mind. I don't know why I felt like I need to go on that tangent, but there you go, Taurus. Maybe that's something, somebody could have said something to you that made you feel like some kind of way about it, or vice versa. So maybe you're dealing with somebody like that. Taurus, let's just jump into your reading. I will say real quickly too, thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented, those who have made personal donations to the channel. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Probably cat hair in this house. And those who have booked personal reads, thank you very much. That information, if you are interested in a personal, can be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. Channel memberships are now open as well, which I'm super excited about. There are 2 tiers. You can check that out, I believe, under the community tab here on YouTube as well. So just explore, there we go, if I could talk, explore the channel and see what options are available to you, okay? All right, Taurus, let's get down to business here. Let's see what's going on in the month of October for Taurus. They're guiding me to take these cards here. So let's see what the, I'm going to call it the overall energy here is coming out. Make some room. I got cards everywhere. All right, Spirit for Taurus. Watch for headaches, Taurus. Something with the eyes as well. You could be feeling tired. It feels like neck, head, you know, sinuses maybe. I don't really think that that's it, though, for the most of you. And P.S., I'm not a doctor, right? I cannot diagnose you or anything like that. So, again, use your discernment of this. But it could be muscle issues, neck pain, things like that. Needing to recharge, refuel here, Taurus, throughout the month of October. You know, crossroads, if that's not been a repetitive card here, with some of these readings. So, Taurus, there's something here about, you know, we are in Libra season now, and we're getting closer to Scorpio season, which is your equal and opposite sign, right? And then with that, we have the eclipse coming in on October 2nd. So I would be aware of what is to come. I feel like as much as this reading is for the month of October, I feel like you need to reserve or preserve your energy leading up to this eclipse, because I do think that some changes once this eclipse season hits. Well, we're in the eclipse season, but when the eclipse happens, hey guys, that's enough. Quit. That you hit that October 2nd mark, and then something is coming in that you're going to have to make a judgment call on, where it's like either things are going to come together or things are going to split off here, is the way this feels to me. But I feel like once that turning point happens again, you're going to need to refuel, recharge. Don't let your batteries drain low, you know, whether this is, again, metaphorical or physically speaking. You know, maybe it's your cell phone or something like that. Some of you could be traveling. Don't take the easy route either, Taurus, and whatever this is. For some of you, this could be, you know, it's like trying to find the light. It's like trying to find the good in things, which we, you know, we should lean into the more positive side of things, but yet being realistic. But it's also, you know, I also feel like this crossroads has this situation, this person, this job, whatever, been a matter of convenience rather than a matter of what is practically working for me in the long term. Like, what do I see happening here? So this crossroads I do feel like you are going to have to make a decision probably quickly too. And for some of you, I feel like for some of you, this is like stat, right? They say in the medical field, stat. This is going to be you needing to really have to jump into something rather quickly. Hey guys, for real. Nobody wants to listen today at all. Lay down. That's enough. All right, let's see what else for Taurus. Taurus, some of you, ooh, what is this? Get down. You know, I'm going to say this too. Part of this choice side of this is the fact that, you know, I feel like somebody has either been using you or vice versa for the sense of comfort, for things that feel good. This could be an indulgence too here, Taurus, with the way this is coming out. Give me 1 second. She's sitting here. Hold on a second. Okay, Taurus, I'm so sorry about that. Anyhow, I think this has been a leisure kind of thing that you're dealing with something or somebody. I'm hearing get the facts. Get the facts around something or a situation. It's almost like, I just get this feeling of like somebody, you know, hanging on to your coattails, your tail feathers, however you want to explain that. You could also be dealing with somebody who drinks, right? Doesn't have to be, but this is a little bit of overindulgence. This, I don't know why I'm getting like this Irish feel. I don't know. It might be for some of you out there. But it's like, how much can we put down? How much can we throw back? I don't know why it's coming in that way. So, you know, discern. But it's, you know, and this could be, Spirit is also saying the quality of life for some of you. Like, have I had the time to go out and have these experiences, or go out and have food and celebrate, or create success, or come together with other people? Like, there's a whole thing around this for you guys in various ways. All right, so it's time to pay attention, Spirit is saying. Being aware of your surroundings, the people that you're indulging in as well. If they're indulging in you, why? Like, that sounds so precarious, but why are they showing up? Like, what are they wanting, needing, asking you for? Again, like, this convenience on here is sticking out to me heavily. Like, what is the convenience of this? And now, for some others of you too, Spirit, the 5%, you could be traveling, going places, seeing museums, seeing artifacts, doing something that is new to you, something that is celebratory is how this feels. Others of you could be working late at night. This is, you know, stopping somewhere along the way at night. There's something about traveling at night. Desolate places though too. There's something about that. So, you know, you think about it, like if you're out traveling at 2 a.m. and you stop at a gas station, you're going to see 2 people as opposed to the middle of the afternoon where there's 20, right? So there's something about that energy. Why they're bringing that up specifically, I'm not sure. But it's kind of like the stillness in the night, right? You think about how much less is going on at night. Some of you could be taking a position working night turn or something to that effect. Some of you could be driving for a living as well. Spirit also saying, seeing some things maybe you didn't want to see. So, you know, this eclipse, who the hell knows what's coming up, right? Like, there's change happening. See, knowledge and alchemy. Wow, Taurus, this whole nighttime energy is so front and center. I don't know why that is. You know, some of you could, you know, I remember prior to the pandemic, right? Like, I would do my grocery shopping. Walmart was open overnight, and other places were open overnight. I would go shopping during those times because there was less people. Kids were in bed, things were quiet, right? So there, you know, and I would do that for that sense of peace. You know, go out then. So there wasn't so much ruckus. And I don't know, but it's giving me that same sort of energy. It kind of takes me back to that. So I'm not sure. Be careful. See, be careful who you're meeting at night too. Like, and I said, pay attention to your surroundings. You know, if you're like at a gas station or somewhere that you can't stop at night, you know, be wise of what's around you. Like, I don't know where that's coming from, but it's there. Okay, so just be mindful is really what I want to say to you. Be mindful. Incubation and dreams. There's that night energy too. Some of you could be having dreams. You could be visualizing You could be, it's like, okay, this is kind of making a little more sense to me. Taurus, for some of you, this is going back in time. Solar plexus and heart space energy. You're going to have to, for some of you, again, this, I feel like this is going to be a little bit all over for everybody. Some of you are going to have self-restraint. And I don't know what that means for you, okay? But some self-restraint here, Taurus. It's like you may not be sleeping well. When you are sleeping, you could be dreaming. There could be nightmares. There could be things that are coming up during that time that it's like what I see is like being in a dream state. It's so weird from my perspective here because I'm sitting here awake talking to you all. But then seeing you, and yet seeing you in a state of a dream in yet another realm, alone, and you're viewing yourself. Somebody could be remote viewing you, or you are remote viewing somebody else via a state of dreams. And it's like meeting up with that person or seeing if that person is in that area, in that dream state. I don't know. Like this energy is so crazy. And when I say going back in time too, you could be doing past life regressions, Akashic records. Like it's like you're going back to a different era, a different time. Some of you, this could be soul recognition of people in your life that you may be separated from, but are still connected to on a soul level. Some pretty wild stuff there, Taurus. All right, what else for Taurus? That's a very unique, it's kind of trippy the way I'm seeing it. Like I said, like me sitting here talking to you, you having this dream state, viewing yourself, and yet I can view you via you and then via what you're dreaming about. I don't even know how to explain that. That's wild. Spirit also said somebody could be asking you to stop doing something. So I don't know what that is either. This museum's about fortuitous and omen. You know, I just said about that view, right? Viewing. What do? We view something from inside that window. We're looking outward to something. We're seeing something outside of ourselves. Again, I feel like there's a questioning around this energy, and you know, maybe things that precision. Taurus, this is, you know, you guys are very intuitive as well, right? Like you guys are in a trippy headspace. You really are. I think this is wild. Something that you have predicted yourself. This is kind of like self-fulfilling prophecy, or even at some point having a knowing. Like you may not have been wanting to accept this knowing in whatever this is tied to something outside of you. But I think that you knew that something was going to happen in a certain way. And I'm hearing ordained too. So I don't know. Oh, I forget whose reading I did the other day. I don't know if that was... Oh, was that... It was either Pisces, Sag... I did somebody else's reading the other day too. Or Libra. Pisces, Sag, or Libra. You could be connected to those signs. You might have those signs in significant placements in your chart. But I remember the word or coming out. I'm getting two eyes, like looking to. This is going to go, you know, one way or another. But I feel like you were leaning into a specific version or view of what this was. This was destined, Spirit is saying, to be this way. Fortune cookie sitting here. It's funny, I'm seeing that as like you ever, you know, break open a fortune cookie and there's just nothing in it, like you got gypped. Be careful with the gambles that you're taking on certain things, the risk that you're taking to Taurus, because something that seemed to be fulfilling could be empty as well. So I don't know, you know, again, you could be connected to somebody else, but Taurus, honestly, like this feels like your energy more than anything. And it's like, I feel like you're standing strong in your fixed sign energy as well, Taurus. I don't know, this reading, I don't know, I feel like I've been taking something I shouldn't have been taking the way that this is coming in. It's crazy. Let's see, I want to kind of tie this together. This is a unique reading. I don't even know, like, what I would call this. It's just trippy. All right, let's see. For Taurus, power of presence. And I was getting that with the card of Taurus here. Angelic realms. That's outside, right? This is outside of us, Taurus. A power struggle, unlock your potential, authenticity. Some of you could be kind of going back and forth on something that fell flat in the past, and going, do I readdress this? Do I come back to this? Energy, medicine, deep rest, Taurus, deep rest. Karmic lessons, pressure, moral codes. Oh, buddy. 11 and 14 could be important numbers to you. Trip ones, so 111 as well. There is a lesson in soul family. See, and I said, you know, it's just what did I say earlier about staying in reality, right? But yeah, you know, we can be, gosh, I'm lacking the words here today, Taurus, holy smokes. Like being optimistic, but yet being based in reality. And this here says staying optimistic. Spirit's saying don't deny yourself the truth of a situation too. And if this is dealing with somebody else, like the things that are going on when it pertains to that person or that situation, Taurus, this could be a divine lesson that you were supposed to learn. And this is also asking you to acknowledge that as well. You know, but it's like you knew that this thing would happen. I feel like you're going back upwards of 5 years. So something that's happened in the past 5 years is now invigorating change here. And there's a soul lesson that you are learning. There's an awareness. It's a spiritual spiritual upbringing that is, and when I say that, I don't think that this, for some of you, I don't think this like stems from childhood kind of thing. I think this spiritual upbringing is simply like the evolution of your spiritual growth or understanding at this point in time too. So that's important for you to recognize and understand as well. All right, let's see here, Taurus. What else is going on in October? Holy Toledo. Page of Cups. Or Knight of Cups, I'm sorry. You know, this is, could be a romantic gesture. I feel like, again, you're dealing with somebody outside of you. There could have been a struggle of independence in the past in regards to something. And I do, Taurus, I can't help but feel like you're watching something. You're watching somebody, like you knew that there would be some sort of up-leveling or glow-up, or maybe this is you, right? Like you're seeing, but I can't help but feel like that Page of Cups is you. Or you're viewing some sort of Page of Cups in your life. Or Knight of Cups. Why do I keep saying Page? Growing spirit. There we go. From the Page to the Knight, there's a growth there. Two of Pentacles. Do I, don't I? Going back and forth. There's that indecision, that crossroads. Eight of Pentacles. Dare I take this? It's like you're learning. You are. You're in a phase of learning throughout the month of October about a situation. You could be getting news and you know, news and information about this growth and change. And there's the Four of Swords. That is healing. So I think that you are gaining some sort of awareness. Again, it's a learning curve in October for you, Taurus. A big learning curve with this energy. What else for Taurus? Two of Swords. Like, Taurus, I don't know what you're coming into an awareness of. I feel like this is soul level. You've got that crossroads energy. The Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, of Judgment. Those are choices. Those are big choices. That's judgment being passed. This is a higher spiritual calling. It's spiritual knowledge. What I like about this, though, is that Two of Pentacles, where it could have gone either way, moving to the Two of Swords, this specific Two of Swords is like something has gotten to you or is getting at you, and then finally removing that blindfold. The things that maybe you did not want to see, something that creates fairness, equality, balance, the well-reasoned perception of what choices bring in actual happiness. You know, and it's weird, Taurus, because I think like you're looking at something else or someone else, but then also kind of taking parts of that inward for yourself, realizing that, you know, not that we don't know consequences or actions have consequences, but finally getting to a deeper understanding as to why things maybe had gone a certain way at a certain point. Okay, there's that eclipse season, right? Like there's something around that, and I think that there's a highlight, and Spirit's bringing it up to address the fact that this year is 8. It is karma, right? It's what goes around comes around. I feel like a broken record, as I've said this so many times to remind people. And, you know, with this eclipse, I think this eclipse is amplified by that, right? These things that we are not anticipating, not expecting, wouldn't have thought even, you know, 6 months ago would happen. They are happening. But picking a direction, though, that becomes separate of the past. And I think there's a little bit of boredom or complacency. I don't know if it's really complacency, but feeling like there could have been missed opportunities in the past, maybe even in regards to love or matters of the heart here, Taurus. What is this for Taurus? See, there's that 6. There's that past. Completion. The world. I said what goes around comes around, you know, and that's where the snake starts. The Ouroboros goes around, comes around. It bites its own tail, right? It comes back around to the very beginnings and the very ends. It all kind of encompasses each other. It is the Spirit's calling it the rolling wheel. That once we have an understanding, we can cross that threshold. That there is enlightenment on the other side of this. Like, what did you learn during this particular situation? That hangman on the bottom is getting a different perspective for what your future looks like, and going, okay, now that I'm through this, now that I've dealt with this, now that I see this, I'm waking up to this, what comes next for me? And realizing, I think, in this next chapter, Taurus, that you're going to manifest things that are more heart-spaced oriented than tangible. Okay, so I hope that's making sense for you guys, the way this is coming through. All right, what else for Taurus? Moving forward throughout October. Third week of October, Taurus, could be very important. The 6 of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. I think you're having a little bit of reservations. 10 of Wands, or 10 of Swords, King of Cups. You know, I think there's like an action here that you want to take that I think that you feel would free you of certain situations. But then realizing, it's like if you had a bad argument with somebody years ago and you never had closure on that or something to that effect, you could feel like if you just made that step forward. And I've seen this for you guys a lot, like going back and forth and like reconnecting or apologizing or whatever the hell this is. It's like a, you know, guilty conscience. And I'm not saying that you've done something wrong either. So don't, you know, don't look at me cross-eyed, you know, or sideways with that statement. But kind of wondering if you took this approach with something or somebody, how that would equate to something different. And I do still see you holding back on that. And I would say to you, ask yourself what it is. Does that require a space of vulnerability from you to open up on the emotional level? And I just, you know, as I was shuffling, I said this is kind of coming into this heart-based space for yourself. And what's sitting on the bottom of this deck is the King of Cups. He is emotionally balanced, stable, grounded, fully aware of where he is on an emotional compass at all points in time. And it's like, I want to be free. I want to have success. I want to, you know, rise up from the challenges that I have faced. But there's still this one thing. And Taurus, I do think that you've worked through a lot of things in the past year. However, whatever this one thing is that doesn't sit right with you, that has kind of laid, Spirit saying laid dormant in the back of your mind for a long period of time. It could be connected to a Scorpio, say Pisces, Cancer as well, and then we have the fixed signs, Taurus, you, right? Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio as well. And, you know, I think that it's funny when I think about it now. I said, you know, it's like going into your equal and opposite sign, Scorpio, even though we're sitting in Libra season. I just feel this pause. 16 days could be of importance to you in some way. I'm not sure how that plays into this for you, but it's there. It's showing up. So let's see. Taurus, I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this reading. I think that you're all going to take a little bit from this and make the best decisions that you need to. Broken open. I told you it's opening up, right? That heart space, that, here. The heart space and the solar plexus. That's what I was getting to. And there you go. Broken open. I think that in the past here with this and this fueling station too is this, again, it's the sense of enlightenment, the lotus, the way that it grows from the mud and the muck. You could have been through a very challenging situation in the past and shining through. Look at that. You're opening up to something here, Taurus, definitely. I really want to say to you, realizing that the things that you thought would serve you, here you go, eclipse energy again. The things that you thought would serve you in the past that are tied to external circumstances are just not fulfilling. It's like, you know, I think a good example that I think we can all relate to is money. Like they say, you can't take it with you, so enjoy life now. You know, obviously don't go broke doing it, but still, that it's got that feel, that there's a reality that comes in with this that's like, maybe these things really didn't matter the way that I thought they did, or maybe you've dealt with somebody who has shown you the equal of you or the opposite of you, like where your worries were versus where, you know, they are. What's the difference in that, you know? So there's something I do think you're seeing, and I do think that there's a space of healing here, Taurus, that is happening slowly but surely. But it's you know, spirit of gratitude, being thankful and letting it go for what has happened. Taurus. You know, there again, you share. If I could turn back time. If I could turn back time, Taurus. But Spirit's asking you not to see it like that, right? Rather to see it as, I had an experience that I was meant to have, and maybe we didn't get it right this time around. If there is a past life connection to somebody or something, maybe we didn't get it right this time, is what I'm hearing. And with that, it's just being thankful. Thankful for the experience, for your soul to have some recognition that whatever you have, it was meant to play out the way that it did, based upon free will. And this let it go is, something is tugging at your heartstrings here, Taurus. To let it go, to not to let it go, right? Like, that is the question. Let go of any anything that doesn't acquire growth for you. I mean, honestly, that's just the way that this is coming through, because it's learning to listen. You know, the throat chakra is not just about talking, communicating. It's also about listening and talking are a two-way street. And that's a very important aspect here, is like, is my cup full as well with that? Like, am I gaining everything I need from this? Smoke and mirrors. Hang on. Open to discovery, or opening to discovery. Taurus, they said it was like trippy. I could see you and then see this other space of your dreams and whatnot. you see that there's like two worlds within a world here. So some of you could be having a very deep, or have had a very deep spiritual experience. And 43, 34, so those numbers specifically could be important to you. The number 42, you could be 42, 43, 34, 28. But the smoke and mirrors here is like, see, and there's 36, seeing beyond. Taurus, there is a massive awakening happening for you. I'm hearing I tried to tell you. So Taurus, whether you were trying to tell somebody else or somebody else was trying to tell you something, 42 on the timer there too. You know, your great awakening, your great awareness, your great soulmate connected sort of energy, twin flame, whatever the hell you want to label it as. This is a point during these definitive years, Spirit is saying 28 to 43, were massive, or are massive if you're in those right now. There's something reflecting back to that. And I think, you know, I don't know why they're putting it this way, but, you know, 21, you could have thought you had it figured out. Between 28 and 43, you start to gain an awareness. And even if you are older than that, there's something around the healing of what there is to let go or be grateful for without resentments to that point. And again, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like you look back at that time frame, what did you say would happen or was going to be? Because there is some sort of correlation as you step and embark on this new world. That opening to discovery too is we are coming into a new world. There's a lot of paradigm shifts. There's a lot of things happening going on right now. And I do think you're stepping out of that old way of being or doing things and seeing this through a very different lens, not knowing still maybe how to do it or how to go about it, but it's there. And Pluto and Aquarius, again, I'm going to sound like a repeat for 20 years. That is what this is about, is the unknown, being comfortable in the unknown. You didn't realize maybe what you were coming into when you signed this soul contract for this life or this experience. You can, you know, I said if I could turn back time, right? Share 43 to 34. You wish you could go back to that time frame somehow. There's something you would go back and do differently. I don't know, Taurus. This is an interesting read. It's a bit trippy. This is a spiritual experience, to say the least. So, all right, advice for Taurus. Advice for Taurus. Advice for Taurus. Paradise. Happiness, joy, playfulness. You know, again, I get that feeling of gratitude, just being at a place of peace and stillness with a particular situation here, Taurus. And what was that? Who sang Paradise? Is that U2 or Coldplay? I can't remember. That could be important here as well as a message for you. This girl with a snake, charmed or used, enabled boundaries. You know, it's interesting, Taurus. With that, I think that there's a lesson around that in this. Whether you were using, you know, somebody, or they were using you, or you were charming and they were charming, you know. Again, this is a reflective sort of thing. But I think, too, again, there were different viewpoints between two people on something. And it's taught a lot of self-work. It's taught a lot of... I feel like lessons is a redundant word in this. It's growth. It's a deeper acknowledgement within. There's the Phoenix card again. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Taurus. Smoke and mirrors on the bottom. Mirror. I said 34 and 43 reflective each other, mirroring something back. And this literally says, mirroring each other, self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. Commitment. You could have been dealing with somebody, Taurus, or maybe this was you that were, you know, having commitment issues. Here, this person or situation, you are tied to, without a doubt. When I see this wedding rings card here, this is commitment. And that commitment, I don't think, is just on a 3D level. I think that this is on the spiritual plane of things. Behind it is not enough. And I think that somebody could have walked into this experience, this lifetime, and lacked self-love, lacked self-appreciation, lacked the ability to see how good things could be. And I do think there is deep love in a situation. However, it may not come around this lifetime. Okay? I think that the way this is, Spirit's representing this, is you are always going to acknowledge it. It's like finding that one true love, as they say, right? Like 20 years old, and then being 70 and go, I'm never going to get to reconnect with that person. Like, you've always had this love or this lingering whatever in the back of your mind for something or someone, but knowing that it's not getting on the same page, to keep it simple, right? It's in this world, but yet worlds apart. This is some heavy stuff. I don't get into the twin flames and all that nonsense, as I call it, but there is something here that a 5-year period, Taurus, that is showing you something, and whether this is you or the other person, not feeling good enough. And I think that on both sides of a situation, for different reasons, again, both felt like they weren't enough. I hope that's making sense. Okay, I'm leaving it there. Taurus, a lot of reflecting in October for you. Give credence to it. It's important. Okay? Alright guys, I hope this was helpful to you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you again for all the personal donations and all the ways you support the channel. Personal reads are open and available, again, in the description box below and the About section of the page. I'm sending you all 3737. We are done here. New beginnings. 37 could be a specific number as well. They're 28 to 43. I don't know, Taurus. Yeah, if you're interested in personal reads, reach out to me via the email only right now. I'm sending you guys so much love. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.